And what's also fascinating, and I understand this, is that the people that want to, like, I feel like want to build those relationships the least usually are the people that write this kind of content. Talking to Declan Finney, he's like, well, the reason I became a writer was because I didn't want to talk to people. I wanted to stay at home and write books. But like, because of the way the ecosystem is, it's like, until more people like me jump into the space and just want to do the marketing, like I don't have any real aspirations of being a writer myself. I love the work and love reading it, but it's like I would much rather try and find a way to help somebody connect with other people. But until there's a lot more of us helping, independent writers do that stuff, it's it's double duty on writers to try and be the marketing agency and the creative. And I mean that's got to be tough.
Oh yeah, I dealt with a few other writers who were very discouraged along the way. It happens. I mean, it's not always going to be easy, even if you have people reading who are going to want to buy everything you're going to do or whatever. And sometimes you even put something out and it does really well, but you don't get any real feedback on it. So you're just like, okay, I guess I guess people like this. So it's hard to tell sometimes.
Well, actually, we actually had a guest on, Jacob Calata, was on the other day, and one of his, one of the little snippets I pulled out of the episode was just like his invisible readership. He's like, I wish I knew more about what these people liked or don't like about the material, because like my numbers keep going up and people are doing, like, there's more people buying this stuff than ever, but I have no idea what they're thinking, and that bothers me.
Yeah, I understand that idea. But at the same time, I just kind of like that there are people out there just like going about their day, just picking up stories, reading them, then going back about their day. So I don't think they all have to necessarily interact, but it's just nice to know every now and then what you're doing, if it's effective or not. Because writers, a lot of time, we do kind of work in a bit of a vacuum. So sometimes it's just like you can get lost in your own head. Wait a minute, maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe I got to do this, or so it's hard sometimes to keep where you're supposed to be going. You know, keep on the right way.
Now I'm curious what methods that you do use to kind of keep in touch with your audience. Do you have, like, are you someone that has all of the social media stuff? Do you have social media that you feel works better than others for you to connect with people? Do you have a very robust like email list that you work with? What are the avenues that you take?
Posting nonsense on Twitter usually does the best for me. To be
Okay.
quite honest, I think Twitter is probably the best when it comes to the social media platforms because you could keep in touch with not just your audience but other writers and other people who are maybe outside your circles, or you connect with people a lot easier. Unlike say Facebook, which is kind of dead, doesn't really do a whole
I
lot.
was about to say it's completely useless to me at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't think it has really ever. But like I had like a bigger account share one of my books on Twitter the other day, which was really nice. You don't really get that sort of thing on Facebook or any other really social media. I don't really get a whole lot in other social media. That's the only one that tends to work very well. I just think that's because who everybody is, really.
Okay. And do you do anything as far as like the your email game goes?
Oh, I switched a while ago to Substack because a lot of people really like Substack, and I find it worked very well for keeping campaign updates for the Kickstarter, but I also put some of my old blog posts on there as well, and they seem to do very well. I got some new subscribers, so I think Substack is probably going to be a good way to go for writers who want a bit more reach because you can find more people that way on there.
Interesting. Well, and my only quibble or questions I have about this, because I know I've heard of money troubles with Substack behind the scenes, and so I hate to see too many people dive in utilizing that platform without making sure they're maintaining their list off platform. Because God forbid if they ever shut down one of these days because of money problems, and then so many writers just lose everything.
Yeah, make sure you keep backups of everything. It doesn't even matter what it is, just keep backups of it. Your stories, your mailing lists, whatever. Just keep backups.
My six month book release promo that I sell, one of the line items on there is what's called list maintenance, and it is just that, making sure that you're backing up your list at least once a week so that you don't lose everything. Because coming from the email marketing world, like there's just I've heard too many horror stories of somebody used this platform and then they got kicked off of Mailchimp, and now they hadn't saved in 3 months, and now they lost 100,000 people that they had
Oh
access
yeah,
to
I
that now
remember
they
that.
don't.
A couple of years ago, a lot of people were getting kicked off of Mailchimp, and I was on Mailchimp at the time, so I was
Well,
like,
Mailchimp's a crap service now, as far as I'm
uh,
concerned. Like, I
yeah,
don't know why anybody uses them.
yeah, I left that a long time ago, and that was the part where I said, yeah, I better keep an extra list of my email list just in case anything happens.
Out of curiosity, what service do you use these days for that? Oh, you said Substack. So
Yeah, I mainly use Substack now. If something else comes along, I'll probably switch to that. So it's whatever works the best. I find Substack seems to be working the best for reaching people right now.
well, it has a discoverability element that just plain email does not, because you can always go on Substack and search for things in this vein. Um, like the way I've chosen to do it is like I have my main email list, and then I also have a Substack that I like release a week later. So it's like you can kind of, hey, it's cool that you're over here, but I'd really rather have you over here on my list. So you can get it a week early if you come over.